when you want to start a business with another partner or a co-founder or whatever name you want to call them. So what options you have, how you can legally protect yourself, and also structure your business the right way, we will discuss. If I'm starting with a partner, I have three options that I can do my business. One option is to run it as a partnership firm. Second option is to run it as a limited liability partnership, or the third option is to run it like a private limited company. Let's move on to the next topic that we have: partnership versus LLP versus private limited company. So here again we will be running through the same points. Ease of starting. So a partnership firm also can be started off very easily. You just need to, if you know your partner really well, you need to start and sign a partnership deed, which is not really like on a stamp paper. So and then your partnership is incorporated. You have to think about certain topics like what would be your profit sharing ratio, how much capital would you contribute, how much remuneration will each partner get, how much interest will each partner get for the money that they are bringing into the business, and what would be the what would happen if you want to introduce another partner. What would happen if one partner dies? Actually, partnership does not dissolve, but what would happen with the share of the partner who dies? But if it is only a two people partnership, then it automatically dissolves if one partner dies. So yeah, you have to think about all of these points, put it on a piece of paper, sign it with two witnesses, and then you're done. You want to take it one step ahead. You can register your firm with the registrar of firms, and your partnership is incorporated. You cannot sue anybody unless your firm is registered. And as such, partnership is only a pass-through entity. So a partnership firm cannot really own an asset. So if you want to buy a building in the name of a partnership firm, you cannot do that. The assets have to be bought in the name of partners. Partnership firm cannot really own as such an asset. But an LLP, the legal structure of an LLP is different, but it is taxed as a partnership. We'll also see this in the point of the taxation. But yeah, so as such, legal, if you want to incorporate a limited liability partnership, you have to again go ahead and file for an application with MCA, apply for the name, apply for incorporation of an LLP, and then it gets incorporated. A private limited company, again, you have to apply for incorporation with Ministry of Company Affairs, and it's a separate legal entity having its own name and everything. And LLP and company both can own assets, and it's like a separate legal entity by itself. If we compare the liability, as I mentioned, that partnership firm is basically all partners, whoever are there in the partnership firm, are jointly and severally responsible for liability of any partner that they have undertaken. So just for example, if I and my friend are a partner in a firm, and both of us do not talk really well, we have some communication gap, and I went and go ahead and do a contract and make the firm liable to for about 10 crore rupees, and my partner does not even know about all of this, right? So tomorrow the company whom I have to give 10 crore rupees can come and sue me. Now I don't have any asset. I have just done the contract of 10 crores. I don't have any asset, but my partner is like really rich. They have assets worth more than 10 crore rupees. So they will go and get the money from them. Although the partner does not even know anything about the agreement that had happened or what is the liability. But if the firm cannot pay it, if I cannot pay it, the creditor or the other person can actually go and collect the money from my other partner. So that makes the liability really unlimited, and your personal asset also can be attached to the business liability if the time comes to. And even like personal asset of any partner will be attached for even if one partner also defaults. That's why, if you remember, like a lot of parents and our families, they don't really like, नहीं partnership में तो business नहीं करना है, if you want to do तुम अकेले कर लो, partnership में नहीं करना है. But the only reason for them to have that kind of mentality and mindset कि हमें partnership में business नहीं करना है, it's because of the liability. And because and anybody I think would have some example कि हमारे किसी के relative में we have that their partner cheated on them, and they had like they were doing so well in their business, and now they don't have anything. So that's the reason, and that's like a biggest loophole in partnership firm, which our parents likely advise us that you should never start a business. So what you can do is you can go ahead and incorporate a limited liability partnership. So as of today's term, now this option was not there when our parents were doing business, so they don't know as much about it. It is there for us. So what it is basically, it is actually as per taxation entity, it is taxed like a partnership firm, but it gives the benefit of having a limited liability to every partner. So if I am a partner to an LLP and both of us have actually contributed 5 lakh rupees each, then my liability to the firm would only be limited to the 5 lakh rupees that I have contributed to the firm. Now, if the firm has gone ahead and done a contract for 10 crore rupees, they cannot really come and sue my assets unless there is a fraud intention behind it, that I have deliberately done those things and I have siphoned off the money and used it for my personal reasons. So if everything is bona fide, and you have to prove that everything is bona fide, your personal assets will be saved. Similar for company. Reason people incorporate a private limited company is nobody can touch your personal asset. You don't have an unlimited liability towards third party. So in ancient time, we used to have only these two options, that either you can run your business as a partnership, or you can run your business as a private limited company. But LLP is a very good option. Now let's understand from a taxation point of view what makes a good option. So partnership and LLP from a taxation point of view are same. For partnership and LLP is both taxed at 30%. Any profits that you draw from the firm are not taxed to you as a partner, but your remuneration have to be computed as per the income tax law. So not your 100%. So remuneration should be allowed as per the percentage of profit that you are earning. And there is a specific law and limit by when only that much remuneration is allowed. But as such, any profits that you are earning from firm are tax-free in the hands of partners, and any money that you are earning without any limit, the profits, whatever amount that you earn, you have to pay 30% tax flat on the income of partnership firm. Now let's come to compliance. So because partnership firm is a pass-through entity, there is, if you have not registered it with registrar, there is no compliance as such. LLP have to mandatorily do an annual filing with MCA, and similarly private limited companies also have to follow a lot of compliances. So compliances for a private limited companies are the highest. OPC have been exempted from a lot of compliances that a private limited company have to follow. Like OPC need not have every quarterly meeting, because it's just me, one person, right? I don't have to meet myself to. So those things does not come with OPC. But a private limited company, you have to have a board meeting every quarter. You have to have a annual shareholders meeting every year. So the compliances is little higher in private limited company. It has been eased off in the form of a small company. So if you are a small company, you don't have to go ahead and do a lot of compliances again to make it an ease of business. But so in terms of compliances, and even in LLP, you have to get the audit done for an LLP if you crosses 40 lakh of turnover. So as such, for a partnership firm, only you have to see the turnover limit and audit limit from an income tax perspective. So income tax limit for a tax audit from now has been increased to 5 crore rupees if you are not dealing in cash transactions. So up to 5 crore rupees, no audit for a partnership firm, but there will be a compulsorily statutory audit for an LLP, and a private company has to get audit irrespective of the turnover. Growth, again, as such, if a partnership firm is growing, you would have not seen a partnership firm actually grow, because जैसे ही growth होती है, partners definitely have get into a collab, thing between and like there is a need to protect the assets. So if you are growing, you have the option to incorporate yourself into an LLP or grow. A private limited company does not have any limitation of growth. You can grow up to any level. Even if you see Flipkart, Amazon, all these companies who are operating in India, they all are private limited companies, even though they have thousands of crores of turnover. Succession. So I think we've already discussed this point. Succession is for a partnership firm, if as long as there are more than 2 partners, and if one partner dies off, then the partnership firm continues with the 2 partner, although you have to again come up with the profit sharing ratio and everything. But an LLP and private limited company can go on for a really long time, and as such, for starting up also, there is no limit for number of partners that you can have in LLP, versus for a partnership firm, a maximum of 20 people only can be a partner at any time. So that's about it. I know, I can understand that it can get really overwhelming to get all of these things in place. So I have actually prepared a checklist which will give you all the steps that you need to take, and you can actually check off when you're starting a checklist. So you can go ahead to my website and download this checklist, and it will help you where with all the steps that we have discussed that you need to take as a small business owner while you are starting up, so that you don't miss a small step, and the repercussions of missing any registration that is applicable to you are like really harsh. You have to pay penalty even for non-registration as well. So you have to save your cost on interest and penalties, and comply with all the things that we've discussed today. So with this, bye bye. See you tomorrow.